I'm gonna attempt to rate all the European countries, and I know I haven't visited the entirety of Europe, but I'll take into account a lot of things, from gastronomy to GDP to lifestyle and even experiences, cause why not? Of course, I haven't visited every European country yet, but I made a map to give you an idea of what places I visited. And no, I didn't visit Paris. It's somewhere over here, I guess. I also visited Egypt, but I mean Egypt isn't a European country, so no. If you are interested, these are the colors that correspond with their ratings. I think it's better to rate the countries alphabetically, so let's start with Albania. So I've visited this country, and I mean this country is surprisingly very good. I visited the capital and it has some interesting towers, even a cool stadium, and even the nature is very cool. So I will rate it with a 7.5. The next country is Andorra, and I mean, what can I say about this country? It has mountains, it is interesting. Maybe I'll rate it with an 8. Armenia is a pretty interesting country. It is Christian even though it's surrounded by Muslims. Almost, but I heard that it learns chess at schools and I find it very interesting. I might rate it with a 7. Well, Austria. I mean, it has mountains, it has chocolate. I think it's Switzerland with chocolate, but you know, it has a lot of interesting things, and I guess I will rate it with a 9.5. Like, what can I say about Azerbaijan? Its capital is outside the map, but I know it has this thingy right here that's pretty weird, but okay, a 6.5 I guess. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect, just a bit at the edges, you know. Tell me one thing that I can do in Belarus, and I'm not talking about ideology. This country is literally flat, cold, and muddy. Yeah, rate it with a 6. Chocolate, Smurfs, war. I mean, that's what Belgium is known for, right? That's a 9 for me. Bosnia and Herzegovina. This country has to do something about it, and I know it has a bad reputation, but you can't just stay there while Croatia is making 5-star resorts in this yellow line. I mean, that's pretty good color for rating this country actually. 6.25. I went to Bulgaria, I visited Bulgaria, and it's not as poor as you think, and I think it deserves the 7.5. As a Romanian, I love Croatia, and not because it has some sussy names, but because it's located in a very good location with some very nice beaches. 9. For first, I'm still not convinced why Cyprus is considered a European country. Like, look how far it's from Greece. Maybe an 8? For me, the Czech Republic is a chill, developed country with lots of things to visit, and it's safe to say that I'll rate it with a 9. Denmark is great, but still not perfect. Maybe I'll rate it with a 9. So, Estonia is a Baltic country, and Baltic countries are chill, but not so chill because, you know, I'll rate it as 7.5. Finland is a good country. Its educational system, its happiness, it's everything. It's a very decent and good country. Maybe a 9. France is more than just a simple country. It has a diverse gastronomy, a ton of history, and lots of mountains, rivers, castles, you got it. I mean, it's not perfect, but it deserves a 9.5. In my opinion, the Caucasus countries are pretty unstable, but you cannot say that about Georgia. I mean, it has some incidents, but still, it stays strong and I appreciate it. Germany is rich, it has a history, it has lots of things, maybe a 9, you know. I mean, Greece is good, but the cities don't look that good, and that makes me rate this country 8.5. Hungary is a pretty interesting country, especially Budapest, but the bad thing is that pretty much the entire country is flat. And I don't know, maybe I should rate it an 8.5. Iceland is pretty interesting, but you have nothing to do there other than fishing. But I mean, it's good. A 9. Ireland is a pretty interesting country because it got rich overnight for some reason, and I'd like to go there. Maybe a 9. Italy is not good, but very good. It has mountains, landmarks, beaches. You named it. I mean, a 9.5, of course. I forgot to paint Corsica. Oh my god, Kazakhstan is literally at the edge of the map, and I don't know, it has some pretty interesting landmarks, but 7.5. I think it's a more of a 7.25 because 90% of the land is literally a barren wasteland. Latvia is just another Baltic country that is muddy and cold. I don't know, I'll give it a 7. Liechtenstein is such a small country. I mean, it's located in a very good position, but still. I think it's a 9. Lithuania is more like it, and it has some major cities. Maybe a 7.25. I don't know how, but I also went to Luxembourg for some reason, and even though it's rich, this country is pretty small and boring. Maybe. I think it's a 9. So because Malta wasn't on the map, I made it myself, and I mean, it kinda looks like Malta. I mean, Malta's just an island, a rocky island, maybe just like Greece, an 8.5. I don't know why so many people think that Moldova is the poorest country in Europe, because it's pretty good there. The capital is very interesting and it's clean. It's a 7.5. Where is Monaco? Oh, it's here, but this country is just so small, and it's also pretty crowded. Maybe a 9. Montenegro is a pretty interesting country, and it also has a lot of places to go. Maybe a 7.5. Netherlands is a rich country, and I appreciate the fact that Netherlands has a lot of bike lanes and it encourages biking. Maybe a 9.5. North Macedonia is landlocked in the middle of the Balkans, and I mean, it's not that interesting. Maybe a 7. Norway is in the north, it has a lot of mountains. I mean, it's pretty good there, but yeah, maybe a 9. So Poland is a very developed country, and even though I didn't go there, I saw on Google Maps and it looked pretty good. An 8.5. Well, Portugal is in the corner of the map, but I mean, it has a very good dessert, and I saw that the cities are pretty good. Maybe a 9. Compared to its neighbors, Romania is a pretty developed country, and its infrastructure is getting better and better. Maybe an 8. Russia is so big that it occupies half of the map. It's not even the whole country. Well, it's not blame the ideology, but I mean, it has a developed capital and lots of forests, and I mean, maybe a 7.5. Well, San Marino is a very small country in the middle of Italy. Maybe an 8.5. Serbia is a developed country. Maybe a 7.5. Oh, and Kosovo a 6.5. I mean, Slovakia has some beautiful mountains and a amazing capital, but other than that, maybe an 8. Slovenia is a chill country with some good neighbors, I guess. Maybe an 8.5. I mean, Spain has some beautiful cities, but I'm still not convinced. Maybe a 9. I know that Sweden has a bigger population than Norway and Finland combined, but I mean, it's still cold and I don't think it's that good there. Maybe a 9. Whoops, I forgot to paint Kaliningrad. I know everybody says that Switzerland is the perfect country, but I'm still not convinced. And also, Switzerland is landlocked, so maybe a 9.5. I mean, Turkey is an interesting country, but instead of Istanbul, it doesn't really have interesting cities. Maybe a 7.5. Also, I'm just painting the European part. So Ukraine isn't that developed and most of its land is flat and boring. Maybe a 7. I personally love UK. It's a pretty developed country. It's beautiful, even though its gastronomy is not that good. Maybe a 9. And the last one, Vatican City, somewhere over here. You know what? Let's rate this country at 10. Like, it's in the middle of one of the biggest capitals in the ancient world, Rome, and I mean it's very important, even though it's the smallest country in the world. It deserves a 10. So this is the result, and you can clearly see that the western part of Europe is mainly pink, while the eastern part is blue, green, orange, you know. So if you have other opinions about my ratings, you can simply write down in the comments. And as anyways, that was it for today. So if you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. Take care. Bye bye.